food is more expensive this year. The cost of groceries, if you haven't noticed your bill going up about 12% from a year ago. The price of eating out at a restaurant is up over 8%. But you know what hasn't changed over the last year? That's dining etiquette. The Washington Post is out with the column titled, "Friends Don't Charge Friends for Dinner Parties." It sparked a lot of debate on the team, so we want to bring this question to our viewers. Rachelle, let's go through the first scenario, because if you're invited over to somebody's house and maybe they are cooking dinner, so it's groceries, they paid for the groceries, they invited you over for dinner, should you be expected to split? I don't think so. I think you should maybe bring a bottle of wine, an appetizer, but I don't expect my friend to then ask me to split the cost with her. What do you think?
I think that is incredibly rude to then charge your friends for a meal. And one of these articles was saying people didn't even know that in advance, and they did bring the wine and the dessert. So they contributed to the meal and still had to pay. I think this is an incredibly poor taste. I think if you perhaps aren't in a financial position to host a dinner, maybe don't have one, or at least let people know in advance so that they can at least have the choice. Because I think that's horrible. I would never do that to somebody.
No, certainly not. I mean, you could always make mac and cheese. You could keep the cost down, you know. Friends aren't always picky with dinner. Rachelle, what about if you order takeout? Because that's another big question, whether or not, I think it's all about the invitation. If it's very informal, if you're saying, hey, do you guys want to come over for dinner? We can order takeout or something. I don't think it's that rude if people are expected to split the cost, but maybe I'm wrong here.
No, I'm not charging my guests for takeout. I think this is so horrible. I'm shocked that this is even a thing that people are doing. I mean, and I know that times are hard and that costs are high, but as you mentioned, there are more cost-effective ways of doing this. I think it's incredibly rude. I'm not charging people for takeout. If I can't afford to have a meal with friends, or if you want to have a nice meal, at least maybe tell people in advance, but you probably won't hear from those friends again. That's not the kind of friends that I have. We'll make it work.
I know. And then, of course, the question is whether or not you're going out to eat, if somebody pays, how quickly you should pay that person back. You know, the list goes on. A lot of scenarios we were all discussing. But certainly, I think we all agree, if you have someone over for a home-cooked meal, you should not be expected